Welcome to episode 167 of Timm Talk, the podcast about the DC animated universe co-created by Bruce Timm. I'm Chris Lord.
I'm Cameron Dexter.
I'm tired.
It's been a week. It has been a week, guys.
Nothing happened for me personally this week. It was like a non-week. People could ask me what I did. No, I had no good answer, but it's just tiring. I'm tired.
Yeah, it's October. Welcome to October. Happy Halloween.
Welcome to October. We get to skip Halloween. It's very sad.
No, we get to celebrate it every day.
That's, yes, sure.
Yes.
Optimism.
Mm-hmm.
Optimism's a thing.
I'm already behind in my Inktober drawings.
Oh, fantastic. How long did that take?
A day.
Oh, we forgot. We never got any over-unders on that.
That's right.
People were like, what's the point? He's going to give up immediately.
Literally October 2nd, I was already off schedule.
So proud of you.
I finished the first one at like 11:58 on the first.
So proud of you, Cameron. So very, very proud of you. But we are back, of course, this week to talk more Justice League. We're talking. It's Gladiator in space this week, folks.
It's Thor Ragnarok.
It's War World. And then, of course, we'll have some plugs, a question from Cameron, some notes from friends. Before that, a little bit of news.
A little bit.
Relatively sparse, I'd say, news this week.
Well, something that greatly affected you. And
yes.
I am very sorry for your loss. Momentary.
I know. So no one will be surprised to hear that I was saddened at the news that No Time to Die, the next James Bond film, has been pushed to April 2nd of 2021.
Yes, we have no time for Bond.
We have no time for him. Actually, now he has plenty of time, though. He's got more than enough time, which basically makes it essentially a full year delay. And actually, it was already delayed once before all of COVID. It was supposed to come out November of 2019,
right.
And then after Cary Fukunaga came on, they pushed it, and they pushed it, and they've pushed it.
But I feel like every movie now has had the year push.
Pretty much, yeah.
We yelled at Fast for being the first to announce a year delay.
I had a little party all to myself.
We yelled at Jungle Cruise for pushing it a year back.
Yeah, it was okay.
Because I mean, it was smart. Those are summer movies. You can't really make a Jungle Cruise experience in a Thanksgiving setting.
No, look, at the end of the day, like, this is actually a good thing. We were just talking about this. Like, I'm fine with everything getting pushed, including Bond, because as I discussed, I would have gone and seen it, and it would have killed me.
Yes.
And this is
But what a way to go.
But it's no time to die, Cameron.
Yeah.
It's no time to die.
We are now...
Or is it a great time to die?
It's a great time.
It's a great time to die. Yeah.
We're now waiting because we assume Wonder Woman will get pushed once again.
And Dune.
And Dune, yes.
Yes.
But the only one that is still set for November, I don't think I've heard anything change, is Disney's Soul.
I think the rumor at this point now is that might get put onto Disney Plus.
I think so as well. I think that is going to be the new test run since Mulan did not go well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think evidence that Disney did not like how things went with Mulan is that all the Marvel stuff got pushed pretty much immediately after the fact, which I'm going to just chalk that up to proof that my theory was right all along.
Yes.
That it was a test bed. I mean, I would be happy to see Soul. It looks really good. I'm excited about it. It's also disappointing. It's Pixar. That's the sort of movie that would normally do very well at the box office.
Absolutely.
So it's a little disappointing to see it not go there. But I think I would just be happy to see that movie more so than caring whether it goes to theaters or not. So
well, it's also still in such a great time slot, and now being alone in the time slot, it is the post-Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many people will be spending Thanksgiving with their family this year. I assume most everyone is now kind of accustomed to flying again.
Yeah. I think you can do it reasonable, the flying thing. So,
but the reason movies come out at Thanksgiving is after that first couple hours, you've burned through all your family topics and you don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just my family.
I mean, I can always talk cars and Star Trek and stuff like that with my family. So it's
but I mean, like
good.
Extended family.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Actually, well, no, I'm lucky that I actually get along very well with my extended family, and they're a fun group of people. So, but that's because we all share like a really absurd sense of humor.
Okay, that's
so
good.
yeah. So it's basically just who can make the most inappropriate joke until my grandma tells us to shut up,
That's nice.
and then we just keep going anyways.
Yeah, of
So-
course. Who
Thanks-
respects their elders in this country?
Hey, she taught us how to swear, so it's fine.
That's not a Western ideal.
We got it from her. Love her.
But yeah, so I'm sure if Disney still puts it, if they do the $25 or $30 movie on Disney Plus, it'll still get a lot more traction because it is in such a favorable spot.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it has an advantage over Mulan, which is like, why would you pay $30 for a movie that you can just watch that's already exists for free as in animation form? Whereas like Soul is something completely different and unique, and I think that's going to help them a lot.
Yeah, it's new.
Yeah.
You can't just watch La La Land because it's different.
And also it's terrible. So
I forgot you don't like La La Land.
I don't like La La Land.
I really enjoyed it.
No, I went and saw it with a gaggle of gays, and I was the only one who walked out and went, that was fucking crap. I hate that movie so much.
Is it because Ryan Reynolds didn't take his shirt off?
One, it's Ryan Gosling, not Ryan Reynolds.
Sorry, Ryan Gosling didn't take his shirt off.
Did he not? He must have at some point.
I don't think so.
I don't remember. I mean, he still looks good in a suit. Now, look, okay. I'll do this very, very quickly. My problem with La La Land is twofold. One, it just forgot to be a musical after the first act. Because it did. Like, the first act is like an actual, like, good modern musical. And then it just stops
Oh my
being...
God. The dance number where they're all in the colored dresses is so pretty.
Exactly. It stops being a musical.
Yeah.
And it was clearly made by people who forgot what it's actually like to be, like, living in LA and struggling to get into the industry. Because everything just goes the way they want it to, and there are no real stakes or consequences at the end of it.
Well, the stakes and consequences are, how do we balance success and more success with also being in a happy relationship?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like,
well, I guess even though we've been doing it decently for the past 2 years, I guess it's time to give it up.
Yeah.
Because now I'm too successful.
and like people will claim like, oh, like and I guess fucking spoilers for La La Land if you care, like they sacrifice their relationship for their careers. But I'm like, the thing is, if you've seen Whiplash, which was Damien Chazelle's previous film, like that really shows like the cost of ambition in a really perfect way, and it's kind of a cautionary tale. Whereas La La Land's like, don't worry, if you're like one of the most beautiful people in Los Angeles, everything will work out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that film. Anyway.
That connects very closely to one of my plugs.
Oh, good.
Because I use like Devil Wears Prada as the midpoint for all these kinds of films.
Yeah.
As the comparative point.
Because the friends are the real enemy in that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because people look at doing well in your career, focusing on your career is such a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's like you have never been to New York or LA.
Except for all of us that have like spent the last few years focusing on our career and then now find ourselves in a pandemic being alone. We're like, oh, maybe we made some bad calls.
Maybe we did something wrong.
We should have done things
I'll
differently.
do an early plug because it's another one of my famous anti-plugs.
Okay.
But I started watching Emily in Paris, the new Netflix show.
Is that the Lily Collins?
Yes.
Okay.
It is so bad.
Oh, really?
It's atrocious.
Oh,
but it's
no.
like a very fun to watch kind of bad.
Okay.
It obviously takes place in Paris.
Yes.
And they make sure you know that because no matter where she is, the Eiffel Tower is always in the background.
It just photoshopped in the background.
It is. It really is.
Somehow she's like having dinner at the restaurant in the Eiffel Tower. You can still see the Eiffel Tower in the distance.
Yeah, but it is so like mean, rightfully so mean to Americans.
Oh, we deserve it.
And every person that comes like, why do you care so much about work? It's like, well, I like work. It's like, no, you don't know how to have fun.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, yeah, they're right.
Yep. We have a toxic work culture in this country.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh my god, yeah. But yeah, comparing it to Devil Wears Prada, it's like, oh yeah, it's the same story.
It's the same
but
story.
No one is likable.
Right, of course. That's always what you want from your movies.
Yeah.
All right. Some other little bit of things here. A piece of news that I was very, very excited about because I'm always banging on about this character. But we got our casting announcement for Miss Marvel.
Yes.
Yes, for the Disney Plus series coming down the pipeline soon here. And so it's going to be newcomer Aman Vellani is going to be Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. I'm really excited for this show.
Same.
It's probably maybe the one I'm most excited for. I mean, to be fair, I'm very excited for WandaVision because we've seen a little bit.
Did we talk
it.
about Nick Fury last week?
We didn't because I don't think it's been officially confirmed. I think it's still a rumor, and as much as I can, I try to avoid rumors and speculation. But don't worry, we'll get to some of that in a little bit.
Okay.
Here. But yeah, I mean, there's the rumor I don't know if it's actually been confirmed yet that they're going to do a Nick Fury Disney Plus series.
Okay, well, enough people are talking about it. I just assume it's real.
That's the thing. Well, if enough people talk about it, we just assume it's truth.
Yeah, the power of rumor, I guess.
Exactly, the power of our rapid, inaccurate news cycle. But no, I mean, this is going to be great. I love that it's a newcomer that they've cast. I think, Disney and Marvel are really good about giving opportunities to young, unknown actors to really make their marks.
I mean, who was Chris Evans before this?
I mean, just the super hot guy from Fantastic Four and not another teen movie.
And The Losers and Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. He was just that super hot guy and all those relatively well-known things.
And Push? Yeah, and
Push. Yeah.
Yeah, he'd never been a superhero before.
He'd never been a hot superhero before.
And What's Your Number? And
oh, that's right.
Anna Faris.
Yeah. But no, I think this is going to be great. And then, kind of along those lines, a few weeks ago, they made some other announcements about the creatives, and we decided to wait on that until we got the cast, which luckily came out recently. So the directors from Bad Boys for Life. So Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah are going to be two of the directors, as long as a two-time Oscar-winning documentary filmmaker, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. And then we also have Mira Menson, whose credits include The Walking Dead, The Punisher, Titans, Dirty John, and Outlander. Let's just maybe cut out the Titans part of there. But like, this is, I think, really good. Like, there's some super talent behind the camera now at this point. Newcomer coming in,
people.
Yeah, like really talented, experienced people. And I love this character so much. I read, I think, the first 7 volumes a couple years ago now. At this point, and they're great. They're great stories. She's such an interesting character. Like, it's super easy at this point to be like, oh, it's another Spider-Man ripoff because it's, a young teen superhero trying to balance their identity and their life and school and everything like that. But the uniqueness of her story and the fact that she's Muslim and how that affects her relationship with her family and with the rest of the world and her role as a superhero, and her like complex like mentorship with Captain Marvel. It's all really, really cool, interesting stuff. And I'm super excited for this show.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I cannot
and
wait
I
for
feel
it.
like the teen aspect, Marvel does so much better at doing that in a series format.
Yeah.
Because like I will continue to go back to it because I think it is the best interpretation of Spider-Man in the past 10 years, not counting Into the Spider-Verse.
Right.
But Ultimate Spider-Man with Drake Bell.
Yeah, you've said that one's really good.
It's so much fun because they focus so much more on the high school aspect than the superhero aspect.
Yeah.
Which I think is what we need right now.
No, and I think it just makes it more interesting, and it sort of adds value to making a serialized story. We even talked a little bit about that with Batman Beyond, that we kind of wished that there were times when it dived a little bit more into his high school life. There's only a handful of episodes that really kind of cross between those two. And yeah, Marvel is really good at doing that, and I think a series will serve this character well. And then, there's also the idea like, oh, maybe she's just getting relegated to TV, but Kevin Feige has said multiple times that this character will also be featured in the movies going forward. I think it's a good balance. Is to like give her a show to really like flesh out her world and her unique story, and then be able to drop her into movies. It's gonna be great.
Because also she is such a fairly unknown character. I think Marvel is doing their best to stay away from origin films now.
I think so.
They're so deep into their world.
Yeah. And they have a unique opportunity to do origin series, which can work really well, and then be able to move those characters around.
Yeah, it was great for Daredevil.
Yeah, and I mean, Daredevil, I think of all those characters, the one I wanted to see most make the transition over. Although I do love Jessica Jones, even if I stopped watching.
Yeah.
I stopped watching all of them, to be honest.
Same. Well, but also Daredevil has the biggest opportunity because of She-Hulk.
That's true, yeah.
Like, she works with Murdoch fairly often.
I think so, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would love it if, like, without telling anyone, all of a sudden, like, She-Hulk shows up on Disney Plus and there's fucking Charlie Cox back as Daredevil. I would honestly really love that. I think he's great in that show.
So you're okay with parallel casting?
What?
Connecting to our next point.
Parallel casting?
Casting from one dead franchise, but keeping the same character as the next.
God, okay.
I was trying to give you a segue, Chris.
I didn't understand that. It's like parallel casting. What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know. Maybe you would have picked up on it.
Clearly, I didn't. I just dropped it.
Yeah.
Entirely. Okay. Yes. All right. We're gonna get into this. So Jamie Foxx might be back as Electro in the
There's
next
enough
Spider-Man
rumor.
movie.
I'm gonna say he is.
Well, okay, because like I said, I as much as possible try to avoid talking rumors here. Try to keep it just like official press releases.
Yes, but I want to talk about
But
it.
you want to talk about it. Also, like, I guess Jamie Foxx like put out something that more or less confirmed it on his Instagram and then deleted it.
Was it also a dick pic?
God, I would check that out. Why the fuck not? Yeah, sure.
Was that how they're doing it now?
Now I care. God damn it. The thing is, this is part of the reason I'm so fucking tired, if I'm going to be honest. It's like, and we're going to keep this just purely in regards to entertainment news, but extrapolate all you want. I'm so fucking tired of our news cycle. It's so rapid. It's so based on like rumor and innuendo and speculation, and very rarely on like actual legitimate hold card like fact and proper announcement. And so like when this is happening, I was like, because Jason, our friend, messaged me about this, and my response is like, I'll wait till the press release. Like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I don't care to sit and like wallow and speculate and like what this all means and what the implications are until I know it's actually going to happen, and then I'll let that mental exercise go, because until then it's just exhausting.
Well, because especially with Marvel's always been very set. When they make an announcement, they will follow through.
Yeah.
And so having them kind of have this DC style wishy-washy, will they, won't they situation.
It's just tiring. And look, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a fucking awful film. I genuinely fail to recall one good thing in the entire movie.
Okay, hold on. No, that wasn't the first one.
Yeah, I don't.
Because I was gonna say when he like does that cool like he spider like he shoots his web at her hip and spins her in, and they do the cute kiss. And like that's a cool moment, but that's in the first one.
That's in the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
He's fighting the lizard in the school and Stan Lee's in the foreground with his headphones on vacuuming. That's a good moment. That's also the first one. I even kind of like his uniform, his costume in the first one. It's a little bit different. The second one is just like a very generic spider costume. I got nothing. There's nothing good about that film. And look, wait, hang on. I have one. What is the thing that I can always pull from a bad movie and still enjoy, Cameron?
Gwen Stacy's death.
Yes, they did a great job with that. No, what is it? What is the actual thing I can always pull from a bad movie and still love?
Oh God, who played the Rhino?
No, God damn it,
Paul Giamatti.
No, it's the score, Cameron.
Oh,
it's always the score. I can forgive a bad film if it has a good score. And Hans Zimmer's Electro Suite, which is kind of bad, is the one that like it's just all this muttering going on. It's like Electro, blah blah blah. That's lightning something. I don't know what's happening. That song is like a great fucking pump up song. Like you throw that on to get some work done. My God, you can just bang out a shitload of words.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the one good thing about that movie.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, but you know what's not a good thing in that movie? Jamie Foxx's Electro.
Paul Giamatti?
Norris Paul Giamatti.
How would I ever? Paul Giamatti's great. He's good in everything he does.
Okay, I'm gonna let you take away the speculation because, like I said, I'm tired. I'm just gonna have a little nap here while you.
Yes, so it is rumored right now that Jamie Foxx's Electro will reappear as Electro still in the new Marvel Spider-Man universe. Yes, thank you for asking, Chris. I think it's because one of there's kind of two thoughts that I have about it. There's either the they're going to use this one character as the bridge to the multiverse, which doesn't really make sense, but sure, why not? My other thought is, when Sony was working with Amazing Spider-Man, they were very much set up for a third with the Sinister Six, and they maybe brought everyone in with multiple contracts, and Jamie Foxx might have signed on for like a 2 to 3 movie deal, and it might just be easier or even cheaper for them to keep him on for another film instead of trying to cut his contract. But we also know that Marvel doesn't skimp out on money ever. And Disney, but also Disney is in a very shitty spot right now. They did just fire 28,000 people.
Yeah.
Let's sink that in. Disney fired 28,000 people this week and then blamed it on Gavin Newsom, the governor of California.
We're just trying to keep people safe.
Yeah.
Yep.
All my friends are fired, and it hurts right now. It's been a very bad week.
this is why we're so fucking tired.
Yeah.
It's just like how in a single day, how many things can come out that just make you go, oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
But Jamie Foxx is also still, I would consider him a box office pull. Like
Yeah.
I feel like with the Electro specifically, like while the hardcore fans like us really look down on that character, I feel like the general audience has probably already forgotten it. And so it's very easy for them to just rewrite and and kind of remake the same thing. Maybe we give a better special effects artist the task.
I would have loved for them to do something different.
Yes.
Here, that's been the cool thing about the last two films is that they have delivered villains we haven't seen yet in a Spider-Man movie, and they've done really great jobs with both of them too.
Well, isn't it supposed to be Craven, or is that just our fan casting?
That is what everyone wanted it to be, and just that you could very easily see how Craven could work well in the Spider-Man story that is teed up at the end of the last one.
Yes, the now exposed Peter Parker.
Exactly. So, and there's also, of course, like Sony's doing a Craven movie with JC
That's what I'm
Chandor,
thinking.
and so
Yep.
it's like,
Sorry, that's
so it's like the idea is like, oh, it's so.
Wait, who is playing him?
No. JC Chandor is the director on it.
Oh, he said Jeffrey Tambor.
I'm
like, who is he? What?
No. I seem to recall you suggested Oscar Isaac would be great.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
Kraven the Hunter, and I am here for it.
But I mean, he's no Jeffrey Tambor.
No
Jeffrey
Tambor.
Hunter.
All I ask is that they do end up casting Oscar Isaac, that I'm going to make the same plea that I did with Aldous Hodge last week for Hawkman, is give us the most bare-chested comic actor costume possible.
Yes, just the boa.
Please and thank you. Yes.
Just the boa and the cheetah speedo.
Exactly. Also, he's got great hair, Oscar Isaac.
He does.
His Craven hair would be fucking immaculate. So I wanted them to do something different, and I don't care. I don't care about Elektra. I don't care about bringing Jamie Foxx back. I don't care about the possible Spider-Verse crossover implications. Now we're getting into Flashpoint territory. I'm just like,
Yeah, but
I'm tired.
We've been trying to figure out, not we, I feel like the entertainment industry has been trying to figure out how to do multiverse for years now. And with Into the Spider-Verse explaining it, I mean, not at all. They don't explain it at all. They're just like, hey, if you get it, great. If you don't, fuck you. Yeah. Which is what we've been wanting. Like we've been tired of movies like dumbing themselves down for the lowest.
Do you know what an EMP is, Cameron? How an EMP works?
How can you explain it to me?
No,
in a 15-minute scene?
Yeah. But I can give you a list of many movies that'll explain it for you.
Yes.
So
over and over again.
Over and over again. Yeah, I don't know. It just, again, I like Jamie Foxx in general, although he wasn't great in that movie, and I imagine in better hands he could be good. I honestly hope this isn't true and we get something different instead. I want a villain we haven't seen yet that's going to feel like fresh and unique and different, and we're not bringing in the baggage of Amazing Spider-Man.
Do you have one in mind?
Nope.
Cool.
Just give me something different. I mean, honestly, Craven would be, I think, my top choice. I think he'd be the most interesting. But I don't know. Do Craven, do
because we have
Scorpion.
What's his face coming in his solo film soon.
That's helpful.
Yes. Sony is putting out another villain story of Vampire Dracula Man.
Oh, Morbius.
Morbius, thank you.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Oh, exactly. With yet another person trying to make us care about Jared Leto. Pass. A hard pass on that one.
Yeah.
But hey, it's connected because the trailer showed Michael Keaton.
They did. Black Cat? No.
Black Cat could be interesting,
Yeah.
but also like I like the Zendaya relationship so much that I don't necessarily want to see Black Cat thrown in to like mess with that. So, because I feel like it would just be like a love triangle thing, and I don't really need that or want that from this Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So,
but what if instead it's Tom Holland trying to stay faithful, and now it's just another girl just like getting up in his business, and we get to see like awkward teen boys like, no, thank you, I have a girlfriend. And then Zendaya pops out like, I never label us anything. Why are you labeling us? He's like, I have a friend that's a girl, and she lets me kiss her sometimes.
I mean, let's be honest. The reason they would never do that storyline is because that version of Spider-Man, like Tom Holland himself, couldn't keep a secret.
Yeah,
So even
for sure.
even if he like held hands with the girl, like even if he like actually brushed against her hand walking down a hallway, he would like be like guilt ridden and just like spill it accidentally. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows? We'll come back in a week's time, and either this will have been confirmed or completely disproven.
Yeah. Kevin Feige, just give us a call. Like, put us at ease.
Yeah, or just please before next Sunday, put out an official press release so we don't have to speculate anymore. All right. Well, anything else newsworthy, or should we just go ahead and get into some War World, some Gladiator in space?
Let's talk about Thor Ragnarok.
Okay, so right, so this week, Justice League, it is War Worlds. So this sees Superman and Martian Manhunter captured and taken to the planet War World, an impoverished planet ruled by Mongol, who placates his starving, struggling people with gladiatorial games, while the Green Lantern and Hawkgirl set off to find their teammates. Superman is put into the games to compete against the reigning champion, Draga.
Yes.
Like I said, it's Gladiator in space.
It is. So when we first meet Mongol, I understand this is supposed to be a Gladiator reference, but I want to pitch to you a different character to compare him to, and then maybe you'll enjoy this a little bit more.
Okay.
Because around the same time this episode came out, we had another show sweeping the nation with a host that is now forming his own miniature militia of Fear Factor's Joe Rogan.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? Oh, I.
You don't know the Joe Nation Army or Joe Rogan Army?
But do you mean like? Is it a literal militia?
No.
Okay.
No, internet militia.
Okay. We got. Well, hang on. But like, we got to be very specific with our use of the word militia
Right.
these
Sorry,
days.
I forgot that those actually exist now. And
yeah,
I can't just make a joke.
Yeah, it's like I was having a conversation last night with some friends. They made references to like apparently there's like some like abandoned Nazi like compound out in the Palisades somewhere. And I had to ask, like, can you clarify, when you mean Nazis, do you mean like original Nazis, like modern Nazis? And apparently it was original Nazis, like a bunch of like Nazi sympathizers in the 30s and 40s in Hollywood, like ran off into the Palisades and built themselves a compound. And then they were like shut down because they were Nazis. And then a bunch of hippies came in, but didn't like destroy the swastikas, which seems weird because you would think like it's a very contrasting ideology. It doesn't matter. Yeah. What I'm basically saying is like we have this point now where you have to like specify like what you mean by militia because we have actual real fucking militias.
That's true. No, I want you to compare Mongol to Fear Factor's Joe Rogan.
Oh, and his podcast army?
Yes.
Yes.
And then Mongol seems a little bit funnier to me.
I mean, I do kind of love the idea of seeing like a Funny or Die sketch of like Joe Rogan as Mongol. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see him actually cast in the movie itself. No.
But you know, Mongol would host a podcast for his people.
He would.
Anything to entertain his poor, starving, homeless people.
It would be insufferable, that podcast.
Yes.
God. I mean, I guess that makes it slightly better, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it's a story.
Before you fight, you must eat this centipede.
Right, of course.
The crowd gasps.
Yes.
That's 100 legs.
You must dive off this cliff into this pool. It'd be totally safe.
It is 6 feet.
6 feet, yeah. The thing is, we've seen stories like this so many times. You referenced Thor Ragnarok. I referenced Gladiator.
Planet Hulk.
I found these episodes really dry and boring and forgettable. I fell asleep multiple times. I had to rewind a lot to keep up with this.
Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of joking comparisons to Ragnarok and Planet Hulk, but this did come first.
It did, yeah.
And so we do have to look at it from the lens of pop culture at the time.
But it did come after Gladiator.
It did, but Gladiator was still all the rage. I still hold my point that Gladiator is what changed film the most over Dark Knight.
I disagree, but that'll be a conversation for a separate time.
Yes.
So
Gladiator brought in the gritty, dark, over realistic tone. Mm-hmm. That Chris Nolan, I think, just perfected.
Have you seen Gladiator?
I have.
Okay. It seems like a movie you wouldn't have seen, to be fair.
No, I have seen that one recently.
Okay.
Yeah. In the past, 5 years, I watched it.
I mean, I would have judged you, but also I only saw it for the first time maybe 6 or 7 years ago as well.
Yeah.
So
No, I saw that one.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. At one point in my LA career, I tried to watch the IMDb Top 250.
How'd that go?
I made it like 4 films in.
Well done.
But Gladiator was one of those 4.
Hey, well, perfect. And clearly high on the list.
Yeah, it was that, Shawshank, and Godfather.
Yeah. Have you seen The Godfather Part 2?
No.
It's great.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did watch a video where they explained how the Coppolas took over Hollywood. That was really fun.
I mean, everyone's a Coppola.
Yeah. I didn't realize how many.
Francis Ford Coppola, Sofia Coppola, Nick Cage, Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah, that's the one I didn't know.
Yeah. I feel like I'm missing others.
Sofia Coppola.
I said Sofia Coppola.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever had any Coppola wine?
I've not.
It's actually pretty good.
Okay.
I've been to like his winery up in Sonoma. Nice place. Really good food.
I didn't realize, going back to this episode, the guy that voices Mongol,
Yeah.
what's his face?
Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts, brother of
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts, father of...
What's her bucket? Emma Roberts.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shocked me this morning.
Yeah. Also,
Did not realize Emma Roberts was related to Julia Roberts. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, and he's Sal Maroni in The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Yeah. He's great. I love me some Eric Roberts.
Yeah, these Hollywood families, man.
But he like these
There's
dynasties.
also like 3 other Robertses I didn't realize they're all
there's-
related.
There's so many Roberts.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the Sarsgaards all over again.
The Skarsgårds?
The Skarsgårds. Except for Peter Sarsgaard, who's not a Skarsgård.
Yeah. But is there a Roberts who's not a Roberts? Because there's a Baldwin who's not a
Ooh.
Baldwin.
That's true. Adam Baldwin's not a Baldwin.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got to find a Roberts who's not a Roberts.
You must have also discovered this week, because you also listen to Weekly Planet, that Jack Quaid of The Boys is the son of Dennis Quaid.
I didn't listen to the episode, but I knew that.
Oh, you did know that? I didn't know
Yes.
that. Yeah. It's kind of weird because he's the kid of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan. And I don't mean to be mean to Jack Quaid, but I don't think he is as good looking as you would expect a kid from those two people to be.
Is it the same? Is it the Colin Hanks thing?
I mean, Colin Hanks is handsome.
Yeah, but I feel like with his parents, he could have been more handsome.
I think he's as handsome as both his parents.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's on par. And again, I'm not trying to like slander Jack Quaid. He's a good actor. He's cute.
Yeah,
but he's like,
he has the Andrew Garfield thing going for him.
I mean,
Where he's like
what?
like cute, scrawny.
But Andrew Garfield's like very handsome.
Yeah, that's true.
That hair, man. He's got great hair.
I was trying to go for like a Peter Parker comparison.
Well, yeah, Peter Parker, like Peter Parker is supposed to be like averagely attractive, which I guess that's how you would describe like Jack Quaid.
Yeah.
But, like Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, especially like back in the day, were like two of the most attractive people on the fucking planet.
After just watching Parent Trap.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
Oh.
It's a daddy.
Oh yeah. I mean, not normally my thing, but yes, daddy. What were we talking about?
It doesn't matter.
Eric Roberts. I feel like Eric Roberts wasn't really Eric Robertsing it up in this. Like he kind of, I only knew it was him because I looked at the credits. I didn't listen to it. Like, oh yeah, like he's like really.
Well, it's because it's Joe Rogan from Fear Factor.
That's true. Like Eric Roberts normally like has this like he brings this gritty, grimy, like kind of like greasy tone.
Yeah.
And he just gives off this like very Eric Roberts vibe.
Yeah, it's very New Yorker without the accent.
Yeah, it's kind of muted here. Like I didn't, maybe that's part of the reason I didn't really care about this episode is I didn't think Mongol was super interesting.
Yeah, he's no dark side.
No, and that's the thing is he can often comes off as just like a half-assed dark side, and he comes off as like a quarter-assed dark side here.
Yeah, because from my understanding, Mongol is supposed to be like one of the strongest beings in the universe.
Yeah, I think so. Like Young Justice does a really good job with him. Like
love that's how I know the most about Mongol is through Young Justice.
Yeah, because I think, and I don't remember how it works in the comics, but in Young Justice, the world is like an actual literal planet-destroying planet.
Yes.
Whereas here, it's a gladiatorial game planet, basically, and then he happens to have a planet killer device. But it's not, I never felt the threat of that, really. Or I think part of the problem here, too, is I never felt like anyone's any real danger. Like, and I guess this episode got a lot of flack when it came out for this exact reason, that Superman feels maybe the most egregiously depowered we've seen him yet in Justice League, and even in comparison to the animated series, which did it a lot. You feel like they needed to come up with some sort of justification as to why he gets his ass handed to him so easily.
Just give the one line, oh, there's no yellow sun here.
Yeah, make it an orange sun. It's halfway in between, and so his powers are a little bit muted.
Dulled. And because they say, like, Martian Manhunter's like, oh, my powers are being affected, and then never explain.
He just says there's something in the atmosphere that's hampering his abilities. And I think that's the problem this episode had. It's like, why you took your two most powerful characters and you put them in a situation that he could normally very easily escape from. So you had to justify depowering one of them when you probably would have been better off justifying depowering Superman. Because I think in this case, Superman is the right choice to have show up on this planet. He's the one who's most likely to be like, no, I will stay and participate in these games to try and prove to the people that their government, like that their leader is bad for them, right? Mm-hmm. That makes sense. They should have had Superman. They should have depowered him. And then they could have thrown in literally anyone else there. They could have thrown in fucking the Flash, for example, and it would have still worked. Or it could have, honestly, it could have just been Superman.
I think it should have been Superman, Hawkgirl. Because they have such conflicting ideologies.
I agree with that, but I will say the one thing these two episodes do well is that they do pair off GL and Hawkgirl to let that chemistry start to build, which I do think is valuable and necessary, and pretty much the only good parts of the episodes are that.
Well, so then you bring him in. Here's my rewrite. Superman and Hawkgirl get brought to Warworld. Mm-hmm. They're both put in fights separately, so they're not fighting each other yet, against kind of the big arsenal of baddies. Okay. Superman is slightly depowered, but I guess this is now kind of whatever. You have Hawkgirl who's just fucking going at it, and it's just loving that she gets to unleash. And it's like no one around here is gonna hold me back. Like the League has been holding me back since I joined.
I don't feel like Hawkgirl has that much ego though.
But yeah, after smashing some guys though.
I mean, the thing is, she loves a good bar tussle, as we even see in this. But she doesn't to me give off that vibe of like feeling like she is being restrained at all by the League. She doesn't seem the type to kind of hold on to that sort of resentment. She's just like, look, I'm here. I can kick the shit out of people. Let me do it if you want me to. If not, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think she would try and start up her own coup.
That I could
based
see.
on violence. That's what I was trying to get at. She would start her own coup based on violence, where Superman would be like, no, we have to like get to the problem at its root and then work out from there. Like we can't just overthrow and expect everything to go well after that. Like there's still many other problems we have to deal with.
I kind of get what you're going for. I feel like that their ideologies aren't far enough apart to make their goals different enough to create conflict.
Okay.
I don't know. Fuck. I'm not like I have a good answer in response to that.
Well, then Green Lantern comes and he's the one that fixes everything.
He just fixes it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
because that's his fucking job. Let's go over this again. This is his fucking job to deal with this shit.
But are we in his sector?
It doesn't matter. You were the one that brought it up last time that he was part of the fucking Grand Alpha Council.
I mean, Maddie brought
it up last time.
I was just the messenger, Cameron.
Yeah. It's fucking Guy's responsibility then.
There is no Guy in this universe.
I know.
Let go of Guy.
Never. After reading more comics about him, I really like Guy now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's really great.
Well, I'm glad someone does.
Mm-hmm. There's a great mini arc that I just finished reading where Guy has been begging for a vacation and they don't ever let him have it. And so he just runs away from the Green Lantern Corps. And there's a whole vacation planet, which is just like constant beach.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the guy's name. If you remember Emerald Knights, the second Green Lantern animated film.
Yeah.
One of the sketches is about Mogo, the planet, and they trap like the world's greatest bounty hunter. That's not
Kanjaro.
No.
Lobo.
No, the third one.
I'm out.
Like Balthamet or whatever. That's not that.
That sure. The thing is, that sounds made up, but it sounds made up in the way that all comic book names are made up.
Balthamet is a satanic god.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I really thought you were gonna say a Dragon Ball Z character just there.
Frieza.
Shut up. I will give you pulls of actual like mythology.
Yes. Not Balthamet makes it off Mogo, and he wants to go and kill Guy because I guess he's the one that put him there.
Okay.
And so Guy has to fight him without his ring because someone else took it.
Yeah.
Because he was vacationing, he took his ring off.
That sounds pretty great, actually.
And so it's fun to watch him just straight up be a badass and knock out a guy not using his ring.
Yeah. See, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Because he's super arrogant, but then you get to see like, oh, he's actually very good at what he does.
Yeah. Nice.
It's fun. Yeah. Guy's cool.
How's the shirtless looking guy? He's at a beach planet, right? He must be shirtless.
He looks great.
Looks great.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's ripped.
Cool. Okay.
He's like every other comic character.
But he's got bad hair though.
It's not that bad in the comics. They play it up immensely in the animated. It's not a bowl cut.
Okay.
Yeah, at least not like post 2000s guy.
Okay.
Like they make him look good.
Because the is it Young Justice when he's got more of like a normal kind of like military style crew cut happening?
Yeah, that's more what it is. It's the tight sides, kind of aloof up.
Okay, all right, so that works for me.
Yeah,
because I remember watching that episode of Young Justice, and be like, oh, hello,
no, yeah,
hello, Daddy Guy Gardner.
That is his normal look now. I think the bowl cut was like his early days, and then they bring it back as like the comic relief.
Yeah, and Brave and the Bold, of course, had to do the bowl cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is his job. This is the Green Lantern's job, is to deal with War World.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it was nice to have that moment where they like go to the other planet and they're like, oh, it's a slave trade. It's a place called War World. He should know this. He should already know all this stuff.
I mean, maybe in this universe, he's just not good at his job.
Even Thanagarian's probably like War World is famous across the universe. People go and visit Warworld for their fights.
Yeah.
People know Mongol. They fear Mongol. Again, which is why I thought he should be more powerful.
Again, is that in I wouldn't consider that DCAU continuity because not everyone knows where Warworld is.
And it does move. It does move around.
Exactly. So in this one it seems like it's a little more underground. Mm-hmm. Like only like the seedy people know where it is.
Yeah, like have a flyer for it or something.
Yes, a space flyer.
Yes.
Because neither GL nor Hawkgirl know where it is, and they're the two that have spent the most time out in the universe. And so you feel like rather than would. Look, I think what we're learning from watching these episodes is that Jon Stewart, love him to death, is just not very good at his job.
He's not.
Because maybe this explains why we heard nothing about him prior to Justice League. Like we just assumed he was off planet, like doing his shit. Maybe he just wasn't.
Yeah, maybe he's just too busy being an architect.
Maybe he's just chilling. He's just chilling out there, being a space architect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would do if I were him. Sounds nice.
He's hanging out with Mogo.
The planet?
The living planet, yeah.
Yeah. He's making buildings that are Mogo-sized.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mogo, it's all forest planet. Everything on the planet is alive.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm gonna give you a nice little city you can play around with.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, you ever want to just like try and make your own natural disaster? Just like see what it's like to crush a city. It's pretty cool. Like I do it all the time. I feel like you don't get that opportunity very much.
Are you saying that Mogo is just like an entire planet of like smash rooms? Like you can go, if you know about those, you can. You go someplace and just like break things with like crowbars and bats and stuff like that. Is Mogo just a giant smash room planet?
He could be.
He could be.
I mean, usually the Green Lantern use him as like a prison planet.
Okay.
And so people don't realize they're stuck there, but they are.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's all forest.
Also, is Mogo in the DCU continuity?
I think so. They must mention him at least.
I don't know. Someone let us know.
Yeah,
because we
Maddie.
You know. I say someone. I mean Maddie, obviously. Beloved Maddie. Yeah, like this episode plays that exact respect. Like Superman goes in, he defeats Draga in the ring, and then he refuses to kill him, and leaving us with, I think, the worst cliffhanger ending we've had yet, which is just Superman saying no and Mongol saying, okay, shoot him. Superman getting shot at with a bunch of lasers that we already know won't kill him because we've seen them not kill him so far in this episode.
Yes.
And then
but now there's more of them.
There's like one more of them than there was before. And then it just cuts to Jean in the audience going like, ugh! And then we cut to the to be continued. I'm like, I actually like, because again, I was like fading in and out when I was watching this. I had to like stop and like, wait, did I miss the cliffhanger? I had to go back and rewind. I'm like, nope,
that was it.
It was just that underwhelming.
So we also know that Superman is a great fighter. And I've made this comment before, but I'm tired of it just being a you punch me, I punch you sequence over and over again. Well, it does in part one, it is that. His fight with Draga is you punch me, I punch you. But when we get to him fighting Mongol, it does get a little more choreographed, which I enjoy.
Bit, yeah.
We get to see him use his combat skills. But also with the depowering thing, because I forgot to bring this up a second ago, when it is all aliens, I'm more okay with them kind of like, they're not really depowering him. They're there's no comparative scale for how strong these guys are. We don't see them fight anyone else. And so we can't see like, oh, he just knocked a human 25 blocks. Okay, that is our power scale now.
Yeah, and
It's like, oh, Batman can punch him and it hurts. Okay, that's our power scale.
yeah,
now.
and that is a valid point, and I you could kind of forgive the episode for just kind of relying on that idea that exactly the power scale shifts, you go into the universe. I just feel like they never fully justify why Superman is there to begin with. I feel like they're constantly trying to write reasons for him to stay in this situation when he could just break out and escape. Because like even if it's just a matter of
force field, Chris.
Oh, fucking force field. But like, look, even if it's just a matter of strength, Superman also has like speed and flight and fucking laser vision.
Yeah.
In a way that like even the other aliens who might be as physically strong as him or stronger than him don't. And I just never really bought. Okay, yeah, so he has to like try and find Jean's. I guess that's like one of the reasons they justify him staying. And then he won't kill Draga, obviously. And I guess the other reason he ends up staying is to like try and help free this planet. But he's also not making really overt efforts to do that. He's not out there like actively trying to be a champion. It's more just that to save his life in the beginning of the second episode, Jean starts chanting, he's a Superman. Then all of a sudden now everyone loves him and they're spray painting his logo all over the place. And he becomes like this sort of inspirational figure.
Yeah.
But it's not like he's actually being put in a position of power by the people or anything like that, or that the people are starting to ignore Mongol. Really, it's all just like they needed it to go this way, but they never really show it going that direction or justify why it's going that direction.
Okay,
I think that exacerbates the power disparity.
Yes. Here's another idea for you.
Mm-hmm.
This planet has the same problem as Idiocracy.
They're all fucking stupid.
Yes.
I mean, it's very possible.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, their whole life revolves around. Fuck, I was about to say their whole life revolves around entertainment. I'm like, fuck, that's us.
Yeah, it is us.
God
yeah.
damn it.
I mean, look, their whole life just revolves around bread and circuses. One of my favorite phrases. So,
And what is that from?
It's from the Roman time. So it was after the Roman Republic became the Roman Empire. There was a writer who was basically criticizing the Roman people for only caring about two things: bread and circuses. Essentially, it's a phrase that's often used to describe trivial things that are used to placate a group of people so they don't protest and rise up against the legitimate societal problems and structural problems that are in place.
I like that. It has no connection to our current day.
Yeah, it is an increasingly apropos phrase.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's essentially what's going on here. And yeah, I mean, it's totally possible that it's kind of true. That's all the people care about on the planet is just like whether they're entertained, and it basically works. Mongols like they won't care as long as I keep them, entertained these gladiatorial games, and then Superman gives them just enough to kind of push up against. But then
because he stands up to Mongol, which is something that they'd never seen someone do before.
Exactly, but then there's not like that idea isn't really given a lot of room to run. Like the first episode feels like so much filler. And the second episode goes from Superman surviving the gladiatorial games and being spared
to now being the hero.
Yeah, to now being up against Mongol in a fight. And we don't really see like that idea of him being an inspiration play out other than just a bunch of like an overabundance of Superman symbols like spray painted around the city.
Very V for Vendetta.
Yeah, and it feels like they dedicated time in the wrong spots here.
I agree.
I mean, again, they were just writing gladiators. They knew they had to eventually get Superman in the ring with Mongol in the same way that Maximus goes in with Joaquin Phoenix, whatever his name is.
It's gone.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And then eventually Green Lantern and Hawkgirl show up and help. But
I mean, yeah, sure. There was a moment that I thought was funny and not fair when GL and Hawkgirl first make it onto the planet, and they're fighting the three like homeless guys, and John just straight up kills two of them, and then Hawkgirl's about to kill because like he throws them both against a wall and then pulls out a metal pole, and then all this
Oh yeah,
all the trash falls on top of them.
that's right.
But it's like metal and pointy and spiky. And then Hot Girl's about to kill the third one. He's like, no, wait. It's like, he literally just took out the other two.
He's bad at his job.
He's bad at his job.
He's bad.
John, I love you, but you're bad at your job, man.
You really kind of are. You know, and so eventually, like I said, Green Lantern and Hawk Girl show up. They basically go and help Jean take out the planet killer weapon, which Mongol has threatened to use against Draga's planet, lest Superman fall in the fight. But then, of course, Draga himself shows up, and it's like, oh, is he going to take out Superman, or is he take out Mongol?
Both, kind of.
Kind of. He eventually ends up taking out Mongol, and then he becomes, I guess, the new leader of
Yeah, they don't go
Warworlds?
into like how powerful that helmet is, which I feel like should have happened for a quick second.
Isn't it just a crown?
No, that's what controls Warworld.
Is that what? But is that what controls Warworld in this universe?
I don't fucking know, Chris.
All right.
It does in every other iteration.
Cameron, I love how the tables have turned. Because over the last 4 years, it's always been you not knowing anything and doing no research. And now you've done an overabundance of research and having to go like, no, that's not what happens here.
Yeah, whatever. Every other iteration, the crown controls Warworld.
Can you do like the Goldilocks perfect level of research for the podcast?
No, because I don't research.
God damn it. I'm pretty sure in this universe, Warworld is an actual planet, not a machine, the way it is in the
Yes.
comics and it is in Young Justice. And that is just a crown. It doesn't actually control it.
Fine.
So, yeah, which I think is also part of the reason this felt a little bit underbaked, is because I've seen Mongol and Warworld done better more recently, obviously.
Yeah.
But this only made this episode just feel that much more like a Gladiator ripoff.
Mm-hmm. But we also know that Mongol's going to come back in a much better episode.
Yes,
One that we see is one of the best episodes in the DCA.
Exactly. And I'm going to go ahead and say this now. I don't think this episode is necessary canonically for The Man Who Has Everything to make sense.
No, it's not. Because I definitely watched that one first.
Yeah. Thank
And
God.
it all made sense without needing to see this.
Thank God, which means we can cut this episode out.
Yes.
Because they are not particularly good.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't have much more to say. My notes are basically just like 2 plot summaries and the phrase bread and circuses.
There you go.
So that's it. That's all I had.
In the comics, when he gets the S branding, what's his name? Draga.
Yeah, which my notes tab kept trying to change to drag all
Yeah.
the time. I was like, no, Draga, god damn it.
Draga, it was a punishment for losing to Superman. He was branded with the S.
Oh, whereas here he like it's self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still kind of a punishment, but
Yeah, kind of.
yeah, self-inflicted punishment. That was a unique difference.
Okay, wait. Let's try to find one little thing in here that is good though.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about the chemistry between GL and Hawk Girl here?
It's tense and sexual.
Oh yeah, very sexual.
Yeah.
I thought that their banter, their flirtation was pretty good. You know, like
I mean, I wouldn't think it's flirtation yet. They're pretty much at ends with each other right now.
it's confrontational certainly, but like
Yes.
with
But
very
it
strong.
does not retract from any of the sex.
Oh no, it's very strong sexual undercurrents going on there. Which look, I get it. Those are 2 very attractive cartoons.
Yep.
I was about to say people and realized I should just call it what it is. These are
Yeah.
cartoons.
They are.
But yeah, I liked how this episode handled that chemistry between those 2.
Mm-hmm.
And if there was any one thing that might be worth keeping here, it's that. But I still think you can cut out the whole thing because we're going to get better chemistry between them later on.
Yeah.
So is there, okay, outside of GL and Hawk Girl, is there anything else about this you liked?
Yeah, I did like the very end, Superman's quote to Mongol. It says, the real test of honor isn't how you die, it's how you live. And it's one of those quotes like, well, duh.
Well, yeah, I was like, great.
But I liked it. It sounded poetic.
Okay, well, I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't care. So, okay, I have one more thought just now. Mongol's overthrown, and Draga is the new leader of Warworld.
Westworld.
Thank you. I really don't think it's going to get that much better.
No. No, he's going to be a horrible ruler.
He doesn't seem like a good leader.
No. Not even a little bit.
I mean, I guess...
Superman really should have taken the reins on this one, at least for like a month, maybe.
Yeah, I guess he does...
Like, show him what he's doing wrong.
Because, like, he has compassion in the way that Mongol doesn't, because the only reason he was fighting the games was to save his own planet. Because I guess at one point they say the Draga did try and rise up against Mongol. But
Yeah, wouldn't he just try and go home after that?
I would think so. Like, I really don't feel like there's anything about him that screams like effective leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So, is he just going to try and replace the Gladiator games with a different bread and circus?
Yeah,
So
it's going to go real into archery.
Either that or it's going to be just really good bread.
Yeah.
Just like maybe like a really nice, like fluffy focaccia.
Mm-hmm. So you find out his world is actually just like really good bakers.
Oh my God, I can totally see that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the outcast for being this like bulky man.
How do you
like,
think?
Like amazing fighters. Like, we can't use you in the kitchen. You're just going to be in the way. Get out of here.
I mean, how do you think he lost that eye? Was it a tragic baking accident?
It's always how it is.
Yes. Oh yeah, that plant's fucked.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, on that note, shall we move on to some bat plugs here?
Let's do it.
All right, Cameron, what do you got for us this week?
I did my half pitch of my anti-plug.
Yes, of
Emily
course.
in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad, Chris.
Is it really bad?
It's really bad, but it's very funny.
I can skip it then. Thank God.
Yeah. There's no reason to watch the show. But it is October. It is Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to... I tried to do it last year, but now I feel like I have a better list preset of I'm trying to find different Halloween content to watch. And now that we have 17,000 new streaming services, we have a lot more things at our fingertips.
This is true.
So I started watching the first episode, but on Peacock. Peacock has a great Halloween free repertoire right now.
Oh yeah, because they have all the Universal monsters too.
They
right?
do.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good place to start.
The only ones that are behind the paywall are the original Frankenstein and the original Wolfman. Okay. Everything else is available. It has ads embedded, so like even having an ad blocker isn't going to help you.
Yeah.
But that also means you can fast forward through them.
Oh, that's good.
But it also has all of the 80s Elvira episodes.
Elvira was amazing.
Yes.
Because I plugged her movie a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, so where she got her visual start. Where did she get started?
Groundlings. She's a Groundlings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she is an 80s character.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure she was at Groundlings the same time as Paul Rubens was.
Okay, then who was it in the 60s that started? Because I know there was a character my mom always talked about. Because my mom, way back when she was in high school, she worked with one of the TV companies that did like these late night horror things.
Yeah.
And it was another person that like rose from they would start with them rising from a casket. And I thought that was always Elvira. I didn't realize how much more recent she was.
I mean, there's the Crypt Keeper.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
But I don't know how far back that goes. But yeah, I mean, she would have been, I think, what, early 80s, I think, at Groundlings?
Yeah, 81 was the first episode.
Okay.
It's on
okay,
Peacock.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So I guess like late 70s, early 80s would have been when she was creating the character at Groundlings. And then, yeah, it would have been, yeah, because she started in TV doing like hosting.
Yeah, yes. So it's very much a Mystery Science Theater setup where she introduces a B horror film, and then it's her kind of cutting back to her making fun of it.
Yeah, she's great.
She is.
And I didn't really know much.
Honestly, I greatly underestimated the cleavage.
Oh,
it is all cleavage.
It is abundant, but but it's also part of the character. Like I think, until I saw the movie, I'd always kind of written her off as being like almost like this pastiche, like this sort of like stereotype sort of thing. It's like, oh, she's just like this like sexy horror icon. I don't like what's going on here. And it wasn't until I watched the movie to realize, oh no, like it's all part of the comedy. Like the overplaying the sexuality is also part of the character and part of the joke. And it's baked in.
Yes.
And she's really, really funny.
I think I do enjoy it, absolutely. But I think the reason my vision of her was skewed differently was probably just because I watched The Addams Family first. And I watched that October 1st. And I'd always heard that this version of Morticia was based off of Elvira. And so I was, or not based off of, but like she was kind of the next stage of Elvira.
Paul's reference maybe.
Yeah, because you know, it was less than 10 years between the two.
Yeah.
And so I just always had that version of Morticia in mind for Elvira. And I'm like, oh, it's very different.
It is very different, yeah. But no, Elvira is super funny. That's good to know that all of those episodes are up on Peacock.
Yeah, I don't know if all. There are 13
Okay.
that are up. So I don't know how many there were back in the day.
Okay. Wait, and then you watched Addams Family.
I did.
The live action movie.
Yeah,
Have you seen it? Have you seen it before?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Those are both.
Do you know there's
great.
a third one?
No. What?
There's Addams Family Values, and Addams Family Reunion from 1998, which is supposed to be horrible.
Who's in it?
They recast everyone because Gomez died in 1994.
Yes.
And
Raul
so-
Julia, yeah.
Here's the thing, though. The reason I want to watch it. Who do you think they recast him with?
Nicolas Cage.
Tim Curry. Tim Curry is Gomez. But everyone else is gone.
Oh,
And it looks, I watched the trailer for it. It looks so bad.
Oh.
But I have to watch it for Tim Curry.
This is intriguing.
Yes.
Oh, Daryl Hannah. Okay, I might be with you on that. It might be worth watching at some point.
It was direct to video in 1998.
Okay. Ooh.
And I think it has like a 1 star on every review I've seen.
Ooh, but Tim Curry.
But Tim Curry, right? Yeah, just for the Gomez parts.
Has Tim Curry ever been bad in anything? He's in bad stuff.
Yes.
But I'm trying to think of him. Has he ever actually given a bad performance in something?
I don't think so.
Not that I can recall.
But we also only see his big hitters.
I mean, look, I have a soft spot for McHale's Navy with Tom Arnold.
Okay, I've never even heard of this.
So McHale's Navy was a show in the 60s, I want to say, but it was set during, pretty sure it was set during World War II, right? But they did a remake of it, a movie remake in the 90s they did with Everything. And in it, Tim Curry plays the world's second greatest terrorist. And he's trying to become the world's greatest terrorist. And everyone makes fun of him for being the second greatest terrorist. And he plays it so well. Like, he's just constantly annoyed at people for not, like, giving him what he sees as, like, his due respect.
Okay.
And look, Tom Arnold, maybe not the best, but in some ways he can be funny. I love him in True Lies, for example. Also, that movie, McHale's Navy, has like a really absurd cast of like people that were eventually going to go on to become fairly famous. Okay, so here, let me bring this up here. So it's 1997. Tom Arnold, Dean Stockwell, Deborah Messing, David Alan Grier, Tim Curry, Bruce Campbell, French Stewart.
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, exactly. Like the main cast is comprised of all of like, you know, some pretty well-known comedy people. I don't know. It's not particularly good, but I have a soft spot for it. But again, it's not a good movie, but Tim Curry is really fucking funny in it. So, all right, maybe we'll make it one of our Halloween movie nights is to watch Addams Family Reunion.
Yes. But yeah, what have you been watching, listening, reading?
So I got 2 things. First is I'm gonna like replug once again DuckTales.
It's so good.
It just keeps getting better. The reason I'm bringing it up now is literally this morning I watched the episode that teases Darkwing Duck, once again voiced by Jim Cummings, and then also it is the intro for Gizmo Duck.
Yes, voiced by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I didn't realize it until the credits. I'm like, oh my god, of course it is. But it is weird to say this, but that show is like tonally perfect.
Yeah. It's so visually fun to watch.
It is bright, it is energetic, it is really funny, and it definitely lets itself be dark. Like, it's a kid's show, but you know, the threat of death is constant, you know, and like Scrooge's rival Flintrock McGoldrick, I can't remember his name ever.
Flintheart. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I'll let you look it up. But like, you know, his whole thing is he's constantly trying to kill Scrooge. Like, they're not like, you know, stepping around in any sort of way. There's a great episode where the two of them get into a golfing tournament and they end up getting transported to like this other dimension. And there's a bunch of kelpies there, which are like horses that try and like get you to ride their backs, and then they'll run into a lake and drown you. And they just keep popping up trying to convince them to go for a ride. And it's like super dark but super playful and funny.
Flintheart Glumgold.
Glumgold.
Yes.
Thank you, Glumgold. But like genuinely, I kind of was planning on having that be like my half hour like lighter comedy that I'll usually try and pair with the drama, and I find myself just constantly watching it nonstop because it kind of delivers everything I want.
Yeah, while still being like a kids show.
It is a kids show, but Mike, that is sort of like shoehorning it into a category beneath its status. Like it is actually legitimately like really, really great. Like there are no bad episodes. They're like kind of like lesser forgettable ones, but then there are some great ones.
Yeah.
And I think I've already mentioned before, but the cast on it is just absurd. Like the normal voice cast is incredible, and then the guests they get in are unbelievable. Highly recommend that. Again, I think I plugged it like 3 weeks ago, but I'm doing it again.
I plugged it 3 weeks ago.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, I thought I did.
No, I plugged it.
I just saw that it was in the plugs from 3 weeks ago, and I started watching it about then.
Yeah, because I was plugging how good season 2 is.
That's right. I think you plugged it. I'm like, oh, I should go ahead.
I did. I did plug it.
I should watch this, and I have been. It's so good. Well, there you go. A double recommendation for DuckTales from us. And then one other plug I'm going to put in, and it's an article I sent you. And I think it might be interesting to our listeners for those who care about all of our like nonstop talking about streaming stuff. But it's an article from this website called Electronic Frontier Foundation. And the title is Streaming is Laying Bare How Big ISPs, Big Tech, and Big Media Work Together Against Users. And I do highly recommend reading it if you want to understand like some of the stuff we're constantly alluding to in terms of the complexities of how the streaming platforms work with internet service providers and these like mega media conglomerates, and why we're always like very cynical about it. And it essentially uses HBO Max as the primary example of how like the problem with that is that it is owned by an internet service provider in the form of AT&T, which means that AT&T can do some like slightly shady things to try and incentivize people to use that service or overplay its use and how much viewing it's getting.
Yeah.
In a not very helpful way at the end of the day for users. So it's a relatively short article too. It's not particularly long, and it's really nice about making its point very like quickly and succinctly. But it will much better elaborate on why that sort of stuff is a little bit complex and problematic than we ever do.
Absolutely.
So,
quick parallel to that with HBO Max, they lost the Harry Potters. For some reason, they are now on Peacock for free.
Yep.
If you want to go watch the Harry Potters.
Yep. Yeah, because I think Universal already had like a streaming partnership on that. It's asinine.
So add that to your Halloween list.
Yeah.
I watched Sorcerer's Stone again.
Yes. Which I guess if you're watching them for free, it's less likely that J.K. Rowling's making money off.
I mean, she's already made the money, so.
Yeah, but because like that's a thing that I know a lot of people are kind of doing right now is like they're actively protesting against the new game that's coming out, which as a Harry Potter fan looks good, but like I won't get it, and also people are not buying the Harry Potter Lego sets, or if they do, they're like offsetting it by making a donation to various like trans organizations.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a really tough place to be in because I love Harry Potter, but I don't want to give her any more fucking money.
There was an attempted gotcha article with Eddie Redmayne, where people were trying to say like, oh, Eddie Redmayne is siding with J.K. Rowling on all of her point of views. It's like, no, that is not what he said. He also played and won his Oscar for The Danish Girl.
Yep, exactly.
So this is not his side of it.
Definitely not his side of things.
Yeah, it was basically him saying like, hey, yeah, she's wrong, but like, don't send her death threats because of it.
Yeah, maybe fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess, yeah, if you're going to watch Harry Potter, better to watch it for free on Peacock than to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then Peacock's getting the money.
Great.
Yay.
Oh, it's all terrible. All right, so now that we're done with some plugs, Cameron, what's your question this week?
I've got a fun question.
Let's nestle down into our Cam's question corner. It's Halloween themed now.
It is. Welcome to Halloween.
There's spider webs everywhere. There's a cauldron bubbling off in the corner there.
Blub, blub, blub,
Smells
blub,
good.
Blub, 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 blub. Yeah. My witch's brew.
Ooh.
It is. Hold on. It is the sweat of a ghost. It is the hair of a werewolf, and it is a tooth of a vampire.
Okay.
Are the main ingredients.
How much vodka's in it?
Majority.
Thank God. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah. No, these are the garnishes.
Okay, perfect. They're just skewered through into the tiny little wooden witch's broom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my question is, because most of the DCAU lived outside of our current time frame, except for a handful of static episodes, we didn't get nearly as many holiday-themed episodes as other cartoons at the time. So with that, I tasked you, Chris, to write your own Halloween-themed episode for one of the DCAU shows.
Yes.
What did you pick, and how are they celebrating Halloween?
Okay. Yeah, because you sent this to me last night, and my first thought was, fuck, this is a lot of work. So I did put some thought into it this morning, because I was trying to think of, okay, what show would I want to do? And probably not surprising most people, I went with Batman Beyond. Because I feel like that is one show we could actually get a trick-or-treating element in.
I was trying to figure that out. Yes, I agree.
So the kind of loose idea I came up with was that Terry has to take Maddie out for trick-or-treating.
Yep.
Which I think, one, would be cool because it would get us a chance to see like what trick-or-treating and Halloween could look like in that future. Like what do costumes look like? Are they like old-fashioned? Are they holograms? Like I felt like it was a cool way to just dive into like a little pocket of that universe and explore it a little bit more. And I kind of figured that Spellbinder would be good.
I was thinking, yeah.
Spellbinder would be a good vision, like a good villain to throw in there. Like, I don't know, he's doing something to trick trick-or-treaters into thinking that they're actual monster or something like that. But without going too far into an actual like specific plot, the general idea was like Terry is responsible for taking Maddie trick-or-treating while having to like fight Spellbinder as Batman. And I don't know, you could like have a moment in there where like he's caught and he like convinces Maddie that he was just dressing up as Batman for Halloween or something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Which I think would be a lot of fun. So
Okay, that's funny because I had a very similar episode written. Yes. So I had a couple. I initially wanted to do a static episode.
Okay.
But then I realized or remembered that in Jimmy, that's the whole premise of the episode, pre-gun violence, is it's them setting up a haunted house inside the community center.
Yeah.
Until he pulls a gun out.
Yes.
So that idea left. I guess you could also argue that like Perchance a Dream is kind of a Halloween-y episode.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
But I did also write Terry has to take his little brother trick-or-treating. I had a BTOS episode idea, which was a similar concept.
Okay.
Because I looked it up, and you know, Robin or Dick joins when he's 9/10, and so I would love my idea for it, and it's not fully fleshed out. I don't think it's fully there, but it's a flashback to Bruce having to be a father figure, and he has to take young Dick trick-or-treating.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But this is also the night Joker first appears in Gotham.
Ooh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, and so have something that calls back to that night. And so it's Robin's Reckoning-esque, where they're kind of flipping between the two scenarios.
Yeah.
Where he's like using clues from that night to try and solve a current mystery.
Oh, that would be really cool. Because, yeah, we never really see the Joker's introduction into the universe. You know, we know that he used to be an enforcer for the Valestra mob. But we never actually see his transformation. We never see like his first appearance. That would be really cool.
Yeah. Or going on a similar take to that, either a Superman episode or a JLU episode that follows Supergirl. And she wants to go to her first Halloween party. And so she teams up with Barbara. So we have a nice girls' night party.
Yes.
And it's either a toy man or a scarecrow or both.
Oh, okay.
And they do a Calabar's Revenge situation similar to your Spellbinder, where they turn people into whatever they're dressed up as.
Yeah. Sorry, the what?
Calabar's Revenge.
I'm going to regret asking this, but what is that?
It's a DCOM, Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge.
I kind of figured it was probably Halloween Town. Yeah.
Yes, the first one, they go to Halloween Town. The second one, they bring Halloween Town to the real world.
Of course.
Calabar is the main villain of the first movie. His son, Calabar's Revenge, tricks Marnie into locking herself into the Gray Place, which is the new Halloween Town. And he turns all humans into their Halloween costumes because he's tired of them mocking the creatures of Halloween Town. And they have until midnight to reverse the curse.
Yep, I did regret asking that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, similar idea to your Spellbinder, where now Supergirl and Batgirl have to figure out how to stop whatever is going on with Scarecrow and or Toyman.
I like that. That would be a really cool villain combination.
Yeah.
too. I feel like two great but often underutilized villains teaming up pretty cool.
Yeah, and very different.
Yeah, very, very different.
Yeah, like Toyman is not one to team up, I feel like.
Yeah, and you could see where Scarecrow get like really impatient with Toyman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah, I think they both have legs. We can go somewhere with those.
Yeah.
If any of you have other Halloween ideas or can flesh these out better than we have, or because honestly, I tried. I sat down for 30 minutes and I did my best to try and write a Zeta Halloween episode, just to say that I could, and I couldn't.
They're scary enough to start with.
Yes.
So.
Because I wanted it to just be like, or at the end of every Zeta episode, they had the like, well, what's this thing? It's like, oh, that's a light bulb. Back in the day, they used it to light up their rooms. Isn't that quirky and fun? It was like having a tiny sun in your room. And just like an entire episode of that.
Yeah. It's a Halloween bucket. People used to eat candy.
Yeah. They would fill up a head with sweets.
God damn it. I appreciate your sincere attempts to make a Zeta Halloween
I genuinely tried, and
episode.
it just didn't happen.
It's amazing that in that show we got an Amish episode and not a Halloween episode.
Yeah.
It's really quite spectacular.
Yes. So how would you guys write your Halloween DCAU episodes?
Yeah, no, I would love to hear some suggestions there. Yeah, I think that'd be really interesting because we never got them. We didn't really get a lot of them. So
unless they involved gun violence.
Yep. All right. Well, then just got one quick note from friend here, kind of along the lines of your question corner. So Jake, aka the Overvoid, on Twitter wrote in to suggest Game of Thrones written by Dr. Seuss.
That's good.
From last week's question.
That's very
I
good.
think it'd be very, very good. Yeah. Just imagine like a retelling of the Red Wedding, but
that's what I was trying to imagine.
Miracle, yeah.
Yeah, but it's juice.
Yes. Yeah, I think that'd be super bizarre and fun and funny. I'd love to see that.
That's very good.
Yeah. But yeah, if you have suggestions for Cameron's questions from last week about books covered by another author, or if you have suggestions for a DCAU Halloween-themed episode, let us know at Tim Talk Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Gmail.
Yes.
If we're being realistic, Twitter and Instagram is the best place to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe I can log in again. Can you give me the login information again?
You don't have to log in anymore?
No, it kicked me off.
Oh, no. Okay. I think I have it written somewhere.
Okay,
I'll get it back to you. Yeah. And then you can find me at Lordifer on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, and if you want to see my face, you can find that at Cam Dexter _adventures. And if you want to see my art and my failed attempts at Inktober, again, you can find that at Cameron.Dexter.
But you said attempts plural. You've had one.
But I've been trying in multiple years.
Oh,
and every year I fail.
Okay. The attempts being all the years you've attempted to do Inktober and failed, not your one attempt this year doing Inktober.
Yes. I have one drawing done, and the second drawing is almost done.
Okay. So by the time this comes out, there may in fact be attempts.
Yes. I'm trying to draw superhero costumes.
Oh,
it's
cool.
very hard.
Yeah, I imagine, because it's all been done.
It has been done.
Yeah.
But my first one's not bad.
Okay.
I'll show it to you after this.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Off-air content.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will be back next week with, of course, some more Justice League. And this time it's going to be, The Brave and the Bold.
Oh, we're watching Batman?
Yeah, we're going to watch
take a week off and watch
three seasons of The Brave and the Bold. No, this is the two-part episode featuring Gorilla Grodd.
Oh, yes.
Some Gorilla Grodd and some Ape City.
I can talk about my D&D campaign where I try to be an ape man from Ape City.
Cannot wait for that tangent.
My name was Mala Zhang.
Of course it was. Fucking of course it was. But yeah, so we'll be back next week with that. And of course, the usual tired, frustrated news.
And more questions.
Another question from Cameron that I'm going to groan at and have to think of an answer for.
Yes.
But thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum,
Bye-bye.
bum.